Dear students, today we are on the lecture number 23 for the renewable power generation, and that lecture is biogas and different types of biogas plants. We have started with the meaning of biogas. That means, what is biogas? Most organic materials undergo a natural anaerobic digestion in the presence of moisture and absence of oxygen and produces biogas. The biogas so obtained is a mixture of methane, which is around 55 to 65%, and carbon dioxide 30 to 40%. That means methane is mixture of methane and carbon dioxide contains the biogas. The biogas contains traces of hydrogen, H2S and nitrogen. The calorific value of biogas ranges from 5000 to 5500 kilocalories per kg. Digestion is biological process that occurs in absence of oxygen and in the presence of anaerobic organism at temperature 35 to 70 degrees centigrade and atmospheric pressure. The container in which the process takes place is known as digester. This is the important thing. Here you can also understand the meaning of digester. That means these particular, whatever the process is going, that particular container is called the digester. Now come to the different types of biogas plants. Biogas plants basically are of two types: floating dome type and fixed dome type. In particularly floating dome type, drum plants with a cylindrical digester, which is also called the KVIC model. In fixed dome type biogas plant, it is of these types. First, the fixed dome plant with a brick reinforced molded dome, which is called the Janta model. Other one is the fixed dome plant with a hemisphere digester, which is called the Deenbandhu model. Now come to the floating dome type plant. Floating dome type plant consists of underground digester and a moving gas holder. The gas holder floats either directly on the fermentation slurry or in a water jacket of its own. The gas is collected in the drum, which rises or moves down according to the amount of gas stored. The gas drum is prevented from tilting by a guiding frame. In the drum floats in a water jacket, it cannot get stuck, even in substrate with high solid content. This particular slide shows the floating dome type plant. In this particular plant, in left side you can see that it is buried, that plant is under the ground, below the ground level. From ground, by using the slurry of cattle dung and water mixture, basically it is slurry, the mixture of cow dung and water, it's sent to the digester by using a inlet pipe, and it comes to the chamber, which is also called the digester tank or underground digester tank. In the right side you can see that it is a sludge collection portion, and when gas is produced, that folder is floating. Basically floating dome is floating, and the pressure of biogas, it is floating on the top of the digester, and gas valve outflow of biogas from, if we are going to open the gas valve, from biogas is coming out from the pipe. So here you can see the floating dome type plant. Now come to the different parts. First, drum. What do you mean by these parts? Drum. In the past, floating drum plants were mainly built in India. A floating drum plant consists of a cylindrical or dome-shaped digester and a moving. Floating has gas holder or a drum. The gas holder floats either directly in the fermenting slurry or in a separate water jacket. The drum in which the biogas collects has an internal or external guide frame that provides stability and keeps the drum upright. If biogas is produced, the drum moves up. If gas is consumed, the gas holder sinks back, come down, that means. Now size. Floating drum plants are used for digesting animal and human feces on a continuous feed mode of operation, that is with daily input, continuously input. They are used most frequently by small to middle-sized farms. Digester size is around 5 to 15 meter cube, or in an institutional and a large agro-industrial estates, digester size is from 20 to 100 meter cube. Now other one is KVIC type biogas plant. This mainly consists of a digester or pit for fermentation and a floating drum for collection of gas. Digester is 3.5 to 6.5 meter in depth and 1.2 to 1.6 meter in diameter. There is a partition wall in the center which divides the digester vertically and submerges in the slurry when it is full. The digester is connected to the inlet and outlet by two pipes. Through the inlet, the dung is mixed with water in the ratio of 4:5 and loaded into the digester. The fermented material will flow out through outlet pipe. The outlet is generally connected to a compost pit. The gas generation takes place slowly and in two stages. In first stage, the complex organic substances contained in the waste are acted upon by a certain kinds of bacteria called acid formers and broken up into small chain simple acids. In the second stage, these acids are acted upon by another kind of bacteria called methane formers and produce methane and carbon dioxide. This is the KYIC model of biogas plant. Ultimately process is same, but the shape of the digester is different. It is also under the ground level, and on the ground level it is slurry tank in which water and dung has to be mixed and sent into the digester. Here also inlet pipe. Here you can give the input from top of the tank, and right side here also the sludge accumulate, and top of the digester there is a holder which is called the dome, from where the gas valve is connected through a pipe and gas is coming out. Specifically in KVIC model biogas plant, you can see the partition wall is there. Initially when you are going to give the slurry in a tank, initially one half of is coming to the full, then it is entered into the second part. So this is all about the KVIC model of biogas plant. Gas holder. The gas holder is a drum constructed of mild steel sheets. This is cylindrical in shape with concave. The top is supported radially with angular iron. The holder fits into the digester like a stopper. it sink into the slurry due to its own weight and rest upon the ring constructed for this purpose. When gas is generated, the holder rises and floats freely on the surface of the slurry. A central guide pipe is provided to prevent the holder from tilting. The holder also acts as a seal for the gas. The gas pressure varies between 7 to 9 cm of water column. Under the shallow water table conditions, the adopted diameter of digester is more and depth is reduced. The cost of drum is about 40% of total cost of the plant. It requires periodical maintenance. Now come to the advantages and disadvantages of floating dome plants. Advantages are simple, easily understood operation. Volume of stored gas is directly visible. The gas pressure is constant, determined by the weight of the gas holder. The construction is relatively easy. Construction mistakes do not lead to major problem in operation and gas yield. These are some disadvantages. High material cost of steel drum, because steel is used for preparation for making the drum. Susceptibility of the steel parts of the corrosion. Floating drum plants have a shorter life span than the fixed dome plants. Regular maintenance cost for the painting of the drum. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of the floating dome plant. Now come to the fixed dome type plants. A fixed dome plant consists of digester with a fixed non-movable gas holder which sits on the top of the digester. When gas production starts, the slurry is displaced into the compensation tank. Gas pressure increases with the volume of gas stored and the height difference between the slurry level in the digester and the slurry level in the compensation tank. This figure shows the fixed dome plants. First number, that is mixed tank with the inlet pipe and sand trap. Number 2 is digester where gas is produced. Third one is compensation and removal tank. Fourth one is gas holder. Fifth one is gas pipe. Sixth one is entry hatch with gas tight C. Seventh is accumulation of thick sludge. Eighth one is outlet pipe. Ninth one reference level, and 10th one supernatant scrum broken up by the varying level. So this all about the fixed dome plants. Here in this particular plant, fixed is dome is not floating, only it is fixed. These are the parts when the gas is not produced, that is empty gas holder. When gas is full, when this type of figure comes, full gas holder, mixing pit, digester, gas holder, displacement pit, gas pipe. This particular slide shows the basic functions of fixed dome biogas plant. Now come to the function of a fixed dome plant. Comprises of a closed dome shaped digester with an immovable rigid gas holder and a displacement pit, also named compensation tank. The gas is stored in the upper part of the digester. When gas production commences, the slurry is displaced into the compensating tank. Gas pressure increases with the volume of gas stored, that is with the height difference between the two slurry levels. If there is little gas in the gas holder, the gas pressure is low. Now come to the gas digester. लगा देना दीदी। The digesters of fixed dome plants are usually masonry structure. masonry का मतलब होता है सीमेंट के द्वारा बनाया हुआ स्ट्रक्चर होता है, सीमेंट से बना हुआ स्ट्रक्चर. Structures of cement and ferro cement exist. Main parameters of the choice of material are technical suitability, gas and liquid tightness, cost effectiveness, availability in the region and transport cost. Availability of local skills for working with the particular building material. Fixed dome plant produces just as much gas as floating drum plants if they are gas tight. However, utilization of gas is less effective as the gas pressure fluctuates substantially. Burners and other simple appliances cannot be set in optimal way. If the gas is required at a constant pressure for engines, a gas pressure regulator or a floating gas holder is necessary. Floating gas holder का एक पर्टिकुलर वेट होता है, तो जब जो गैस बन रही है जब वो एक पर्टिकुलर प्रेशर पे इकट्ठी हो जाती है तो ही वो आपका होल्डर है, जो गैस होल्डर है वो मूव करेगा. Next come to the gas holder. The top part of the fixed dome plant, the gas space must be gas tight. Concrete, masonry and cement rendering are not gas tight. The gas space must therefore be painted with a gas tight layer, that is waterproofer, latex or synthetic paint. A possibility to reduce the risk of cracking of the gas holder consists in the construction of a weak ring in the masonry of the digester. This ring is flexible joint between the lower, that is which is waterproof, and the upper gasproof part of the hemispherical structure. It prevents cracks that develops due to the hydrostatic pressure in the lower part to move in the upper part of the gas holder. Now come to the fixed dome plant advantages and disadvantages. In advantages, it is low initial cost and long useful lifespan. Cost कम होती है, ज़्यादा समय तक आप यूज़ कर सकते हो. No moving or rusting parts involved. Specific design is compact, which saves space and is well insulated. Construction creates local employment. वहीं के आदमी वहीं पे लग जाते हैं, उनको नौकरी मिल जाती है. The underground construction saves space and protect the digester from temperature changes. Now come to the disadvantages. Masonry gas holders require special sealants and high technical skills for gas tight construction. सीलिंग इसमें प्रॉपर होना चाहिए, नहीं तो गैस का प्रेशर हमको नहीं मिलेगा. गैस लीक्स ऑकर क्वाइट फ्रीक्वेंटली. फ्लक्चुएटिंग गैस प्रेशर complicates the gas utilization. Amount of gas produced is not immediately visible. Plant operation not readily understandable. Fixed dome plant need exact planning of levels. Excavation can be difficult and expensive in bedrock. Now come to the different types of fixed dome plants. In this particular fixed dome plant, first come the Janta model. The design of this plant is from the Chinese origin, but it has been introduced under the name Janta biogas plant by Gobar Gas Research Station, Ajitmal, in view of its reduced cost. This is a plant where no steel is used. There is no moving part in it, and maintenance cost is very low. The plant can be constructed by village mason taking some pre-explained precautions and using all the indigenously available building materials. लोकल में ही काम हो जाता है, आसानी से बन जाता है ये. Good quality of bricks and cement should be used to avoid the afterward structural problems like cracking of the dome and leaking of the gas. अच्छे ईंट और सीमेंट यूज़ करने से लीकिंग का प्रॉब्लम या स्ट्रक्चरल प्रॉब्लम नहीं आते हैं. Substrates other than cattle dung such as municipal waste and plant residues can also be used in जनता type model. ये एक बहुत बड़ा एडवांटेज है जनता मॉडल के लिए. The plant consists of an underground well short of digester made of bricks and cement having a dome shaped roof which remains below the ground level as in figure. At almost middle of the digester there are two rectangular openings facing each other and coming up to a little above the ground level. Act as inlet and outlet of the plant. Dome shaped roof is fitted with a pipe at its top which is the gas outlet of the plant. This particular slide shows the figure of Janta model biogas plant. This particular plant is construction wise big. Concept is very same. Dung with municipal waste, prepare with the water and sent to the digester. Here also mixing tank is on the ground level and digester is under the level. So from ground level, dung mixing tank, water and dung municipal waste sent to the digester, and from top of the biogas plant or digester, a gate valve is connected through which produced gas can be come out for the utility. So this is all about the Janta model biogas plant. Here you can see very clearly the bricks and machinery work used. Solid structure होता है ये, लाइफ ज़्यादा होती है. ऊपर से आपने सीमेंटेड देखिए, स्लैब भी है. ये लॉन्ग टर्म प्लानिंग के हिसाब से बनाया जाता है. नाउ द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ गैस प्रोडक्शन इज सेम एज दैट ऑफ KVIC मॉडल. द बायोगैस इज कलेक्टेड इन द restricted space of the fixed dome. Hence the pressure of gas is much higher, which is around 90 centimeter of the water column. Now come to the Deenbandhu model. Deenbandhu model biogas plant was developed by AFPRO, that is Action for Food Production, New Delhi in 1984. The word Deenbandhu basically it is. The word Deenbandhu is meant as the friend of the poor. This plant is designed on the principle that surface area of biogas plant is reduced, minimized to reduce their installation cost without sacrificing the efficiency of the plant. The design consists of a segment of two spheres of different diameters joined at their bases. The structure thus formed act as a digester at fermentation chamber as well as gas storage chamber. The higher compressive strength of the brick masonry and concrete makes it preferable to go in for a structure which could always be kept under compression. A spherical structure loaded from the convex side will be under compression and therefore the internal load will not have any residual effect on the structure. The digester is connected with the inlet pipe and the outlet tank. The upper part above the normal slurry level of the outlet tank is designed to accommodate the slurry to be displaced out of the digester with the generation and accumulation of biogas and is called outlet displacement chamber. The size of these plant is recommended up to 6 meter cube per day. The different components of Deenbandhu model biogas plant are as shown in figure. Basic fundamental concept behind all the biogas plant is same, but the structure, that is shape, is different for different models. In this Deenbandhu model biogas plant, it is totally as similar to the semicircular shape. Here dung mixed with water and sent to the digester, and concept is same. Gas is coming from gas holder to the through the gas outlet pipe, and gate is connected. Gate is here with the valve to control the coming out of the gas. Here also, but the Deenbandhu model machinery work is used, that is solidly valves are prepared. Now come to the utilization of biogas. In before all the slides we go through the production of biogas through the different digesters. Now come to the utilization of biogas. Biogas generated from anaerobic digestion process is a clean and environmentally friendly renewable fuel, but it is important to clean or upgrade. So biogas, before using it, to increase its heating value and to make it usable in some gas appliances such as engines and boilers. Biogas can potentially be used in many types of equipment, including internal combustion engines, that means piston type engines, where electrical power generation, shaft power is availability. Gas turbine engines, which is large in size, electrical power generation. Micro turbine engines, they are also small for electrical power generation. Stirling heat engines for the electrical power generation. Boiler systems to generate the steams. Hot water systems, process heaters, that means furnaces. Spaces or air heaters. Gas fired chillers for the refrigeration. Absorption chiller for the refrigeration. Combined heat and power for the large and small scale electric power and heat generation. Fuel cells, electrical power, somewhat of heat. There are variety of end uses for biogas, except for the simplest thermal use such as odor flaring of some type of heating. Biogas needs to be cleaned or processed prior to use. With appropriate cleaning or upgrade, biogas can be used in all applications that were developed for natural gas. The three basic end uses for the biogas are production of heat or steam. The most straightforward use of biogas is for thermal, that means heat energy. In areas where fuels are scarce, Some small biogas systems can be provided the heat energy for basic cooking and water heating. Gas lighting systems can also be used biogas for illumination. Conventional gas burners are easily adjusted for biogas by simply changing the air to gas ratio. The demand for biogas quantity in gas burner is low, only requiring a gas pressure of 8 to 25 millibar and maintaining H2S level to below 100 ppm to achieve a dew point of 150 degree centigrade. Other utility, electricity generation or combined heat and power. Combined heat and power systems use both the power producing ability of a fuel from the waste heat, also for the waste heat. Some combined heat and power systems produces primarily heat and electrical power is the secondary, that means from the bottoming cycle. Other CHP systems produces primarily electrical power and the waste heat is used to process water, called the topping cycle. In either case, the overall, that is combined efficiency of the power and heat produced are used gives a much higher efficiency than using the fuel, that is biogas, to produce only power or heat. Other than high initial investment gas turbines, that is, which are micro turbines 25 to 100 kilowatt, large turbine size around more than 100 kilowatt with comparable efficiencies to spark ignition engines and low maintenance can be used for production of both heat and power. However, internal combustion engines are most commonly used in CHP applications. The use of biogas in these systems requires removal of both H2S below 100 ppm and water vapor. They are also used for vehicle fuel. Gasoline vehicles can use biogas as a fuel provided the biogas is upgraded to natural gas quality in vehicles that have been adjusted to using natural gas. Most vehicles in this category have been retrofitted with a gas tank and a simple gas supply system in which to the normal petrol fuel system. However, dedicated vehicles using only biogas are more efficient than these retrofits. So these all regarding the biogas and different biogas plants. So thank you very much.